Alright, welcome back to some more because we are back with another episode of Batman Arkham Scenario. I literally just came up with that. That is not a real thing. But for those of you that are new here, for a little over a year now, I've been trying to answer a question that I'm pretty sure I and a bunch of other people have had since like 2009. And that is, how easily could you remove a vent cover from a wall just like Arkham Batman? Now, when we originally did this, I screwed a vent cover looking thing that I found laying around into like a makeshift wood wall that I made. And after like about 30 minutes or so, we finally got it. But people in the comments were telling me that the fact that I did secure it in wood apparently made it so much more difficult due to how much more form-fitting wood is to screws than like something like, I don't know, concrete. So then we upgraded it to a concrete wall and tested it that way for its generally more brittle properties. But throughout those trials, all we've ever done was try to pull it out and kick it out, which is pretty straightforward enough. And you would honestly think that that's it, but apparently not. Because no, there's more to the Arkham Scenario lore than you might think. Because a bunch of you guys wanted me to try another popular version of getting into these things, and that is sliding through a vent cover. So with that said, buckle in for the official third installment of the Batman Arkham Scenario trilogy. Because today, we're gonna attempt to slide through a vent cover, just like Arkham Batman. Okay, now, I'm not gonna lie to you. After doing this stuff IRL for like almost the better half of like a year now, we've generally come to an overall consensus that obviously removing a vent cover is super doable. However, sliding through it is a completely different story. Because either these things are insanely weak and lightweight to be able to pull this off, or if not, that pretty much means that
this is bullshit.
And before you guys even try to bring up the argument that, oh, Batman, bro, this damn fly. And before you guys even try to bring up the argument that, hey, well, Batman benches like 5 tons. Okay, first of all, pulling this off would require more physics than sheer brute strength. And second of all, I don't know why people keep using the bench press as an argument, as when he's doing this, he's very clearly either pulling it off or kicking it off. Like, there is seriously not a single pushing motion here at all. I mean, he literally couldn't even get this piece of rubble off of him without Catwoman's help. So yeah, you're not bench pressing your way out of this one, pal. But anyways, don't get me wrong. By no means am I saying that sliding on the ground requires some like next level metahuman abilities that only Arkham Batman can pull off, because I can assure you it's not. But the way he executes his slide is kind of what's getting me to question some things. Now, I'm sure, as you can imagine, sliding on things like dirt and smooth surfaces is generally gonna be pretty easy due to the lack of friction working against you. But the part where he loses me is how he's literally able to slide on probably some of the most unslidable surfaces. Like, he can pull this off on like rough-ass rooftops, streets, and I don't know if you've ever tried sliding on a street, but yeah, that thing's kind of pretty hard. And bro, explain to me how he's able to slide upstairs. And it's not just that he's able to do it, but he's able to do it at literally a consistent, constant speed every time. Now, I was curious to know exactly what this speed was, so I went into Arkham Knight, which is literally the only game that actually gives you some sense of like proper distance measurements. Now, back when I was making the Batclaw prototype, we had to go into the game and do some tedious ass math to be able to figure out what the actual distance was, because there was no way in hell that this was going to be 48 meters. There's just no way. So after doing some further estimates, we just pretty much came to the conclusion that every 4 meters in the game is equivalent to approximately 1 meter in real world measurement. But someone recently recommended that a much simpler conversion might just be to take every meter and then make it feet. So for the sake of my sanity, honestly, we'll just do that. So granted, this street would be about 20 feet, and we traversed about 15 feet of it in about 1.5 seconds. Mathematically, we're sliding at nearly 7 miles per hour. So with that constant speed, you cannot convince me that on every surface, he's able to maintain that. Like, I'm pretty sure someone somewhere argued that it's the material of his suit that promotes a more friction-neutral material, allowing for better sliding. But even then, what suit grants me the ability to slide upstairs? Like, have you even tried sliding upstairs? Yeah, I don't really recommend it. So with that, here we are to my next point. Now, I've been trying to look for ways to actually figure out what the vent cover is made of, because there's a few theories that I and a few other people have had when it comes to trying to accurately guess how strong or even like dense these things are. So either A, the supporting structure around these things are extremely worn down, allowing for next to no effort to actually just rip these things from the wall with just a decent amount of force. B, the vent cover itself is made out of like extremely lightweight, cheap material, and mixing that with very cheap bolts that are probably poorly secured allows for these things to be easily removed. But honestly, I'd like to think option B is probably the most sensible one, because as a matter of fact, once upon a time, someone said that a lot of vent covers are only secured by like one thread, and surely enough, I actually went to go check within the game, and lo and behold, the metal frames that the vent covers usually rest on, the bolts literally only go as deep as one thread, meaning that when you pull it out, you really are just stripping it out. Like, there's no work there meant to be done, which also means that when I previously did it, in theory, I made it a lot harder, meaning that I was still able to do that. So hey, I might just be man him Asloom after all. But on top of that, I've been hearing that somewhere in the Arkham mythos, these things are like literally mass produced and dirt cheap. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone literally walked to their local Home Depot and picked up like a crap ton of these in bulk, like it was some Costco sale. All right, so let's just say hypothetically, these are actually just some dirt cheap items that could just be found on eBay. Well, knowing everything we know, here's the dilemma. Now, generally doing a power slide like this, stated as earlier, is hella possible, but you have to consider what happens whenever you slide into something. Now, basic physics states that usually an object will stay in motion until another force is brought upon it. So that literally means, yeah, let's say I let him get away with sliding on these BS surfaces at a constant speed. But that literally will not explain one bit how he can just slide into a vent cover maintaining a constant speed. Like, it's legit one thing if he's perhaps sliding out of it, as by doing that, you're just sliding away from the path of resistance. But sliding inwards literally has everything going against you. I mean, you see how much he kind of struggles when trying to pull it towards him with a back claw? So again, imagine trying to push this thing in. Now, the only way this could possibly work is really under two scenarios. Either his sheer speed and momentum is allowing him to just kick this thing in casually, or you would just need to be heavy as shit going at a decent speed. And at like 210 pounds sliding with maybe like 8 miles per hour, I don't think you're just going to be kicking this thing in perfectly while maintaining your speed. That's just not happening. But however, there's a chance that everything I just mentioned is completely wrong and I'm completely full of it. But we won't really know unless we try, now will we? So to pull this off, I was going to need to get some practice in by starting to learn how to actually slide on like a smooth surface. Now, I tried taking some notes on how baseball players slide. You can kind of notice how Batman also kind of adopts this form just a little bit. So I spent probably the better half of like 30 minutes trying to get some distance on the ground instead of just dropping and completely obliterating my tailbone. So once I finally felt confident enough, I attempted to slide under something like this table. Now, I was actually making some really decent progress on this, but I wanted to aim to clear the entire table before attempting to even stand up. And I'd say that was pretty much achieved. Now, the goal here was to create a super starter level hanging vent cover to try to get used to sliding through something. And suffice to say, this was going to be a pain in my ass, literally. But I found the trick here was just to commit to a full power slide. However, the only thing stopping me from having that clean Arkham style slide was how this thing kept falling back on me, killing my momentum. So I had to get a little bit creative by installing some magnets on like the bottom edge of this table, so when I did slide through the vent, it would just clutch to the top just like how it does in the game. However, in the games, it only clutches to the top via it being wedged in the duct. But tomato, it still serves the same purpose. So with that problem out the way, it was time to do some Arkham shit. Oh my god, no way he did it. There's no way it gets harder from here, guys. So I think it's safe to say we graduated from sliding through vent cover basic training. However, as you could probably imagine, it doesn't get much easier from here. Cause see, we managed to pull this off with complete convenience and no resistance at all. Cause this thing was just gonna flap up. However, don't forget, vent covers are bolted into the wall. So now it was time to try this on the concrete wall that we built last time. Now, usually when making these videos, I try to reinvest a good bit of it into making these videos bigger and better than last time. And we could all probably agree that whenever there's an opportunity to cut costs and save money in the process, that's usually what I'm gonna do. And doing that can all easily be done with today's sponsor, Cooper. Cooper is a free-to-use extension available on Chrome, Edge, Opera, Firefox, and Safari, designed to help customers save money and earn cash back while shopping online. Working with over 200,000 merchants to globally bring you the best deals and savings, it's the best tool for smarter and more efficient shopping. And the best part is, it doesn't even take that much to get started. All you need to do is just go to your browser of choice, install the extension, register for an account, and then go to your shopping website of choice. Once you've done that, it's as simple as going to checkout and letting their AI-powered super shopping assistant do all the heavy lifting for you. And trust me, their automatic coupon testing service is supported by over 3 million retailers, so the odd that Cooper wouldn't support your favorite store is actually pretty slim. Now, if you want a way to earn cash back while shopping, no worries, because Cooper also has you covered on that. And rewards usually only take 15 days to process, and the catch is, the more you shop using Cooper, the faster your cash back is received. So what are you waiting for? Get started using Cooper today by hitting that link down in the description below. And special thanks to Cooper for sponsoring this video. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but last time we had to build a wall. So I went to Luis and picked up like about 10 cinder blocks, some mortar, concrete mix, and I failed to rizz up that chick in the drive-thru that you guys will not stop harassing me about in the comments. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I was asking how it was going. Yeah, I was asking how you were.
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Brother,
So we set up the wall, drilled some holes into it, installed the cover, and just started pulling at this thing until it inevitably came loose. Now, some people were talking about how the wall wasn't fully secured and that made it less accurate, but guys, come on, this is the Arkhamverse we're talking about. I mean, it literally has this exact level of build quality. Like, I don't know how it gets much more accurate than this. But today, it's time for the ultimate trial, and that is trying to slide through a vent cover on this concrete wall. So I started by needing to rebuild the wall again on some Lego Batman type beat, as I had previously taken apart the wall for previous projects, and then surrounded it by these 8x4 boards just to give it a more wall look, and then slap on the final ingredient. And I didn't really bother bolting them into the wall because, as mentioned earlier, sliding into these things is gonna be more than enough anyway. And as long as these bricks are adding some kind of resistance, I think this is all still valid. So now that I've added the finishing touches, I think it is time to slide through this vent cover like Arkham Batman.
Damn, I'm on my DJ Khaled shit. We the best. Damn, we rolling.
Where are my goddamn gloves? Alright guys, welcome back to another part of Batman Arkham Scenario. This is probably gonna go really well or really bad, so alright, yeah, we'll be Gucci, alright? Oh! Oh shit, okay. I dented it like a little bit. Alright, maximum effort. I'm gonna get it, I swear to God. Yo, I might need a running start. Okay, this seems good enough. It's literally dented, bro. It's about to fucking drop kick this thing, dude. It's legit denting, but I can't just like kick this thing in. I would need like speed of a goddamn truck. Okay, yeah, so this wasn't really working. Or maybe I just needed to get hype. So yeah, you pretty much know it's cooked when you have to hit the Warframe loading screen pose. I got one.
All this money on me make me wanna poop.
Okay, now I think it's time that we fully bust the rest of this cover down somehow, some way. Look, I'm gonna just do the thug method. Oh, it's bleeding. Ooh, that's bad. Bro, chat. Alright, well, this is what we managed to accomplish while leaving my DNA somewhere in this general area. But yeah, I guess we'll finish the slide. Alright, but y'all already know, this video is not over until I use the OG, well, not really the OG, until I use the DIY vent cover. You know, should I sell these? Let me know if I should sell vent covers. That'd be... Man, that's some bullshit, man. Oh, my ass. My ass, my actual ass. Oh my God. What am I doing? Die in Manham City. Alright, yeah, well, that's the end of the video, pretty much. Yeah, so all in all, general consensus, sliding through a vent cover like Arkham Batman is kind of very difficult. So yeah, but if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe with post notifications on so that you never miss an upload. Because 1, it's free, 2, it only takes like 5 seconds, and 3, because we're always getting into something pretty crazy here on the channel. But if you did enjoy this type of content, there are actually a couple things you can do if you want to see more. First, go check out my other channel and Twitch, link down below, where I do typically drop other types of content that I'm pretty confident you would enjoy. And lastly, if you would like to support me, do consider becoming a channel member for only $2.99 a month. I mean, that's literally less than a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. And I do actually have some pretty big things in the works for the next 3 months going forward, so stay tuned, because I think you're gonna want to see those. But anyway, shout out to my channel members. Your support really does mean a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna go find some food now, so catch you in the next video.